What's up, y'all? Welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time to Southern Lightwork. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's about to happen, but I had a vision this morning as I was waking up of an egg, a cracked egg, going down a sink. And then I was like trying to focus, trying to zoom in a little bit. So I zoom in and I see another egg. I don't know if it's the same egg, but it was another, I'll say another egg going down the drain. And in the moment I was like, I don't know what this means. So as I just kept reflecting on it, it was giving me, what do eggs symbolize? New beginnings, fertility, lots of different things. They're used in rituals and cleansings, to clear your aura. I've never done it myself, but I've heard of that. Like rolling an egg over your body is supposed to cleanse, and also like what the egg looks like after you crack it, I believe, or I'm not sure. Y'all may know better than I do. So to have that vision, it's definitely giving something has gone down the drain, and maybe not once but twice. Then I get up, turn on my television. After a few minutes, I try not to do it immediately after I get up. But I looked at my YouTube feed, and lately apparently my algorithm is showing me a whole bunch more like old 80s pop, rock ballads, all these things. So that's what it's giving me now. And it's reminding me of these songs that I loved in childhood, right? So there was this one that I probably haven't heard since it came out, because I loved it. It's by a band called 38 Special, and the song is called Second Chance. I mean, I played this song out, and it was like in the period where I was like, I had a cassette tape ready in my tape player ready to record from the radio. So if y'all remember, that's how it was a terrible recording, but I loved that song. So I decided to look up the lyrics. And since I was a child at the time, and children don't necessarily have context for certain lyrics. So I realized I've been singing some of the lyrics wrong. But here's some of it. Since you've been gone, I feel my life slipping away. I look to the sky and everything is turning gray. All I made was one mistake. How much more will I have to pay? Why can't you think it over? Why can't you forget about the past? And so this is the the line I used to always get wrong. When love makes this sound, babe. A heart needs a second chance. Don't put me down, babe. Can't you see I love you? So then he says again, since you've been gone, I've been in a trance. This heart needs a second chance. Don't say it's over. I just can't say goodbye. So clearly it's about cheating, right? Then the next verse is, so this is love, standing in the pouring rain. I fooled on you, but she never meant a thing. And I know I ain't got no right to ask you to sympathize, but why can't you think it over? Why can't you forget about the past? And the part that stood out to me, that I also realized I was always singing it wrong, the bridge. I never loved her. I never needed her. She was willing, and that's all there is to say. Don't forsake me. Please don't leave me now. And then it goes back into a heart needs a second chance. I mean, this dude is belting this song out. He's singing his heart out. He wants a second chance. So somebody has watched the new beginning go down the drain, possibly. And if this is the same person, they want a second chance with the collective. So let's see what this drama is about. It hit me first thing in the morning. So this could be happening as I read. So I got a few decks out here. I got What's the Vibe, I got What's the News, and I got a couple tarot decks. I want to see if we can get some clarity on this message, bring it together. All right. But first, I want to thank the Most High God. I want to thank our ancestors. They're all facilitating whatever shift this is. Who want us to live our best lives. And I ask that we all join together under a protective bubble of vibranium, impenetrable shield, protecting us from anything negative, any negative thoughts, negative ideas, any negative self-talk, that we only allow positivity today. And in this delivery of this message, please help me to be a clear channel. Only deliver concise, clear, truthful messages for mine and the collective's highest good. And so it is. So, what's the vibe first? Let's see. Let me shuffle all of the cards. Hope y'all are doing fine today. It's a lovely Sunday. That's when I'm recording this. But it will be a timeless reading. So, May 3rd, 2026. I'll be watching this on December 25th, 2028. It will be relevant. If the video's still up by then, I don't know what the powers that be decide to do. So, what's the vibe on this egg and cheating energy? Wasted eggs, intimacy, mutual respect, unity, and closeness. Okay? For that to be the first card. Somebody really means it when they say they want another chance. Running, escape, denial, and excuses. Okay, they may be running away from somebody for this intimacy or running to somebody for this intimacy. This little, looks like one of those little VW buses. I used to love those little things, and I got older and sat in a nice car and was like, I never want to own one of those. they're so basic. They look like little toy cars. Anyway, no offense to anybody that has a VW bus. What else? What else? Okay, that was too many. That may be part of the message. Everything is part of the message. I was also reminded of how I really, really wanted the new VW Beetle back in the 90s when the new model came out, because my dad had a couple when I was younger, and for some reason I always loved them, probably because he did, but I liked the new design and I had a poster on my wall of the new Beetle, and it was like a psychedelic poster because that was part of the marketing, with all these like brightly colored flowers and bursts of whatever sunburst shapes, and I test drove one of them things and they were so uncomfortable on the inside. So kind of like this, I guess, keeping true to the original design, but it felt like the new one was even more rigid. It wasn't what I expected. So something that somebody was really anticipating or hoping for was not what they expected. It's giving grass wasn't greener. So maybe they're trying to find an excuse to escape something for this intimacy, because they are packed, ready to go. Something wasn't what they expected. Somebody wasn't what they expected. Just wow. As I say that, divorce, ghosted, separation. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I mean, people get married and divorced all the time. But that's what this energy is. Bottom of the deck. Envy, resentful, competitive, and discontent. So this may be what they're running from. This person who is on your mind may be leaving a situation. Okay, let's see what the news is now that we got the vibe. What is the news? is the news, Spirit? What else are we supposed to know? And you know, Spirit blocks messages that are not meant to be revealed yet. I hope y'all understand that. So, we can pull cards all day and all night. Use pendulums, try divination, other types of divination. And if Spirit is not ready for you to know something, you can't get it from your own work. You can't get it from watching 5,000 tarot readings. Like, it's going to be revealed when it's meant to be revealed. So keep that in mind. Patience is not necessarily a choice sometimes. It's something that you just have to accept, right? What about this intimacy? Lucky break. Good fortune, good things coming, turning point. So for that to come out with intimacy, it's what's coming. Feels like reconciliation. You could be seeing 747 a lot. I know I see 747 on the clock like almost daily. And not because I'm looking for it, but I just happened to look up. But it's not even just on the clock. It's on, like, you know how these synchronicities work. When you look at the number of likes on a post on social media, or the back of a truck, not the license plate, but the whatever the number truck it is. It's just, it's so random. But what about running? I'll never get. Ooh, key player. Important person playing an essential role, irreplaceable. That's how this person sees the collective, as a key player. What I was going to say is that I don't think I'll ever get tired of the synchronicities. Like, they still surprise me to this day. Like, I know not everything I see is a synchronicity, but it's like your spirit knows. At some point, when you're using your discernment wisely. It's going to be my new tagline. Use your discernment wisely. Sometimes the numbers that you're seeing are specific messages. I mean, they're always for you, but they may be about a certain situation. So use your discernment and ask your higher power. Ask your guides. Ask whoever you feel guides you for an answer. And you'll get it. About distance. About this separation, ghosting. You know, I have such an intimate relationship with being ghosted that I mean, it's happened a few times. Not honeymooning. Wait a minute, how are we going from divorce, ghosted, separation to honeymooning? Love on the brain, talking. I keep interrupting myself. Clearly, I'm separation spelled wrong. I am at peak distraction right now, if y'all haven't noticed. Everything is distracting me. Can't even finish my words. So, if anybody else has ADHD, you feel me. What I was gonna say was, before I dropped that card, before it jumped on the floor, that's my story, I'm sticking to it, is that having been ghosted, it is it's such an interesting thing that, you know, the way that it's done, I think, is what matters. Because I fully support ghosting somebody who has had chance after chance after chance. I think that's the difference. It's like ghosting, and honestly, I wouldn't even call that ghosting. You know, if somebody has been abusive to you, has neglected you, has played in your face, quite literally, like, ghosting makes more sense. But when, you know, things are going well, so it seems, and at least it's the facade. There's a facade that things are going well. Somebody's not speaking their truth. There is no indication of any rift, any problems, and then somebody's just gone. That kind of ghosting is avoidance. It's cowardice, honestly. Even if, you know, somebody feels like they have the upper hand when they ghost you, like, it's cowardice, and it's disrespectful. there really is no justification for that type of ghosting. You know, like, and I don't know, maybe is it a generational thing? I don't know. I just, since we have this term for it now, it's not just started because there's a term for it, but, yeah, it's to me a sign of deep, insecurity. You know, if you're ghosting somebody because you're leaving before they leave you, that's a rejection wound talking. That is an abandonment wound talking, right? So like, you can tell somebody like, I don't want to talk to you anymore, and it doesn't deserve. I mean, like, you can be whoever you are, but be you. You know, like, be your full self. If that's what you want to do, just tell somebody what you're doing. Just give I don't know. It's not even a goodbye. Like, I don't like you. I don't want to do this anymore. It's that simple. But like, to leave people hanging and you don't even, like, what is the satisfaction you get out of it? I really wonder that. Like, is there a payoff to that? Is there a thrill that comes from that? I'm blocking, I'm ghosting. I'm just going to pretend we didn't spend the last 2 nights, the last 4 weeks, the last month or 4 years dating, spending time together. And then all of a sudden, I just don't want to do this anymore. But I'm not going to say anything about it. It's weird. It's very weird to me. Look, and then this card, I'm just looking closely. I just see this shadowy figure. It looks almost like an alien, right? It looks like the way that we draw aliens. Somebody feels alienated. Somebody feels like the person they left, it was an alien. Like, there's something very non-human about them. But yeah, I'm really heavily getting like somebody. It wasn't a surprise. It wasn't a surprise ghosting. This was you had you had time ghosting. This is, I told you I was gonna leave and I did. Kind of a ghosting. No more talk, no more discussion. Kind of like when in my opinion, you know, if, and trigger warning, I'm going to talk about DV, intimate partner violence. Look, there is nothing left to talk about when you resort to physical violence. Like, to me, that is like, okay, you've taken it to a level, whoever you are, masculine, feminine, masculine, or multiple people. If you take it to the point where I'm using my hands to exert force to assault you, to, even if it's just a slap on the back, if I'm doing this and I'm angry or I'm frustrated with you and I lash out and I make contact with your face, or I punch you, or I throw something at you, like, what are we gonna talk about after that? Because you're, first of all, it's very immature. It's not even immature. It's just, it's violent. There's no excuse for it. If that is what your inclination is, you need some help. There's no politically correct way or non-offensive way. I don't care who I offend when I say that. If you are resorting to harming someone because you're angry and you think you're justified in being angry, don't be surprised if you find yourself ghosted. Don't be surprised if you find yourself being escaped from. If you're somebody that somebody needs to escape from, it's time to re-examine some things. Bottom of this deck: wine and dine, courtship, consistently dating, romance, and passion. So, aside from whoever I was just talking to or about, this is what those of you who want this have coming. Being wined and dined. A courtship. And I don't know about y'all, but it's been a very, very long time since I've actually been courted. Not even really sure what that feels like. Not making excuses or feeling sorry for myself, but like, you just, when you're really honest about what you've accepted, what you've put up with in your life and romantic relationships, even from your friendships, your familial relationships, your ancestral patterns. Once you realize like what you're worth, it's 2:34 on my clock. All that stuff seems like there's absolutely no way I would ever put up with this again, right? And if that's what you want, it's what you deserve, that's what you attract in, is this type of treatment. Okay, you've done a whole lot of things right to be lucky, to be considered a key player, to have a honeymoon coming, and this looks like a cute little glamping situation. That would be ideal, and that for anybody that's attracted to that, I think it would be so much fun. So, we'll get some tarot. See what the energy is talking about today with these vibes and this news. And you know, if you understand tarot and the time frames with the suits, use it as you will. I'm not making any predictions about any time frames. So make sure this is, yeah. Well, I just had 10 of cups on the bottom of the deck. Let's see what this intimacy and lucky break is going to, what that energy is about. The 3 of cups. This is reunion energy. This is community energy. This is, I love this unveiled tarot. The background is of, you know, somebody cleaning up after a wild party was had. Of course, it's feminine and it's by herself, so I don't suggest that. If y'all help me make this mess, you can help me clean it up. But this is the aftermath of a wild party, a very big celebration. But there's something also about being left to clean up a mess on their own. I mean, that's a mess. There's just bottles everywhere. There's trash on the floor. This would be a nightmare for me. A chair just turned over. Like, I'm getting that somebody realizes that what they considered a celebration or community before is not what they... It's not what they thought it was. Because they've been left to clean it up by themselves. Let's key player, 7 of Swords. So there's been an escape. This also says denial on here. Somebody may have denied something they did. This person sees the collective as a key player, but it's because of some betrayal. See how this card, the background is somebody being sworn in to give testimony in court. And the unveil is they got their fingers crossed. They're gonna keep lying. Yeah, somebody has been caught or somebody's been questioned, interrogated, and they were still lying. They just kept lying. Somebody could be a police officer or a bailiff. Somebody could like eagles. There's an eagle at the top of that flag, wing spread. I just looked at a video on social media of a bald eagle landing. It was in slow motion. It was absolutely beautiful. As the state bird, or sorry, the bird for this country, apparently, that symbols what? Freedom, justice. I don't know if it symbolizes justice. I might be making that up. But it's definitely freedom. Somebody is definitely getting their freedom from somebody. Some betrayal. What about this honeymoon? Distance. 5 of Cups. Despair. But it's leaving despair behind. You know, this looks like, go with me here. This is looking like, first of all, yellow is a positive color. So it's kind of like the sun is rising again. It looks like a dust cloud in this card because these kind of look like ruins. The statue that has been either torn up or broken down, has eroded somehow. But the unveiled image is of somebody who looks naked. And for some reason I'm getting just like newness. I'm getting starting over from ruins. So just like the traditional 5 of Cups, this person is usually focusing on 3 spilled cups and not noticing 2 upright cups behind them, right? And they're across the water from this beautiful palace. So it's like somebody is waking up to vulnerability, to being exposed to, but just that we can rebuild. They're realizing they can rebuild something from the ruins. And I always like to point out too, like the 5 of Cups, there's a river right there. Like you can fill your cups. Step to the edge of the water and fill your cups. All is not lost. And there's also, you can't see a bridge in this card. It kind of looks like the bridge was destroyed too. But you know what else? I'm also getting that somebody is on the other side of the river from the palace, from a fortress they built. Like they went to the other side of the river. They left their fortress, their palace behind. They destroyed the bridge. They burned the bridge. So they can't get back. And whatever was there can't follow them. And they're picking up their cups. That's what I see. And the bottom of this deck is 9 of Swords. But they are anxious AF about it. They're anxious. They may not be sleeping well. They may be contemplating a lot of the swords that have been plaguing them, overthinking. This is one step up from the 8 of Swords, the self-imposed overthinking, feeling overwhelmed, feeling trapped. But they're this much closer to an ending. But they feel, I mean, they're feeling some way about it. It's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult. Okay, since I have it here, I'm just gonna quickly pull some from this Solar Logos deck. They have, I mean, with that song Second Chance to come out for me to channel this morning, maybe they're feeling like they betrayed the collective. So it may not be about the betrayal that they have undergone, but they're running away from someone towards the collective who they think of as a key player. And maybe they've been the one to betray people, to betray you, to lie to you. Because swords are about communication, as well as an intellect. Let's see. Further clarify these. Let me do that one more time. Alright, I'm sorry. Gotta be a good shuffle. Okay. satisfied with that one. Three of Cups. Clarify this. Three of Cups. Them being left to clean up a mess after what maybe they thought was a party. Ooh. Came out sideways, but it's a sick of swords. Somebody is definitely sick of swords. Sick of being stabbed by swords. But Six of Swords is leaving. Leaving for calmer waters. And it came out facing the right, which to me is forward movement. 3 and 6 could be significant. March 6th or June 3rd. That date is significant for me. Some could be happening around that time. We're already past March. 8 of Pentacles. Ooh, 2 cards. 8 of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Yeah. Somebody is... And it's going to be masculine or feminine. Somebody has their head down, working on their plans are run. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. But they're working on diligently, working on their money. They're working on a plan. They're working on how they're going to string this together. Maybe they only have 8 pentacles, you know. Maybe it's not a whole lot of pentacles, but they're doing the best with what they have. And there are moons on both of these cards. That makes me think this last full moon on the first was significant. The full moon in Scorpio. And there are birds of prey on here. And she's holding a gigantic sword. It's almost as tall as she is. But it's down. I love how different decks depict the Queen of Swords, because the original, she's holding it up. This one is like, she's got her guard down. This energy has their guard down. They're using their wisdom. And this looks like some type of a falcon. It's a bird that is in another one of my decks. I think it's an osprey, I want to say. Don't quote me on that. But there's lots of spheres on here. Along with these pentacles, this could almost be Queen of Pentacles. It's about cycles. It's about something is also infinite. Yeah, being icy. They are not talking about it. They're just doing it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. About this distance, homecoming, and 5 of Cups energy. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. This is the Independence card. This, for me, this is my independence. Independently wealthy, independence, emotionally, like, I don't need nobody. I got my own. But it's in reverse. They don't. With this honeymooning and 5 of Cups, they've been in despair about it, but they're rebuilding because they don't want to be independent anymore. So even if they were with somebody, they may have still felt single. I've been there before. Feel as alone as I was before I even met somebody. That's sad. Don't ever do that again, y'all, if you've ever done it. 2 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. Balance. Balance, 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 balance. And stable. Stable balance is not really what I want to say, but I'm noticing this guy is like, he's got his toes. He's kind of standing on the balls of his feet. And I was just watching a video yesterday about some, what did he call it? Fascia bouncing or some other type of bouncing or jumping, fascia jumping. can't remember the channel, but it was a guy that was explaining how you can basically reduce your joint pain. All of these videos about fascia and relaxing, like the coating over your muscles. That if you how do you think about if you've ever prepared raw chicken, the coating that's over the meat before you cook it. Some people pull that off. I always pull it off. But like making that more limber, it's like increasing your elasticity. Somebody is being more flexible. They've been rigid and they are being more flexible. Maybe an earth sign, because we know how rigid. I've got a lot of earth elements in my chart. We can be rigid AF, right? I know how to do this. It's worked for me. Even if I've never done it, I'm absolutely positive this is the only way to do this. And then if you find out there's another way to do it, damn. Like we beat ourselves up a little bit if we find out there is a better way. I could have been doing this thing. I've been doing it the same way for the past however long. But somebody's being very flexible, where they may not have been in the past. So they're starting small. It's just a 2, but they're trying to see things differently. They're bouncing. They are trying to loosen up. They're trying to increase their elasticity physically and mentally. Because what else do we see here? Figure 8. What else is that? Infinity. I'm talking about infinity. I'm talking about infinite change. Infinite possibilities. They're at the beach. There's water flowing. It's cups energy. It's pentacles energy. I'm talking about thinking. You can't change anything until you change your thinking. So this is like all of the, and this looks like fire. It's like all of the elements on one card. I love this deck so much. That's just what I'm seeing. So somebody is firing at all cylinders. They're balancing. They're juggling. They're taking in the water. They're at a beautiful place that's just visually appealing. Just somebody is firing on all cylinders. That's what I keep hearing. Firing on all cylinders. They're ready to go. They want another chance. They want a second chance. If there's somebody's asking for a second chance, there had to be a first chance. And if they're throwing away eggs to tie it all together, if we're throwing away opportunities, if we are, God forbid, I hope this is not 2 miscarriages or lost pregnancies. I'm sorry if that is the case. That's what Spirit was telling me about these eggs going down the drain. But stability is coming. Stability in this connection. Somebody is leaving a situation. Maybe a person. They are ghosting a situation. They're ghosting a lifestyle. They're ghosting a way of thinking. They're tired of throwing eggs down the drain. Wow. I would too. You know how expensive eggs are? Like, it's a deal to find eggs for less than $9. We still there. They're still there, y'all. However, plug for Costco, I get 24 eggs for $9. So I'm trying to make it worth my while. If you don't have a Costco membership, it is so worth it for many, many things. Not everything. Because I don't need 12. I can't even think of anything now. Something that I don't necessarily need in bulk. Because first of all, who's going to store it? Anyway. Distractions, y'all. Somebody's really distracted today. Including me. Somebody is as distracted as I am. That's not what you want. All right. What can we look forward to? What can the collective look forward to? This Cosmic Insights deck. What can the collective look forward to from this person? In divine timing. When it is meant to happen. Fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, that could be you or this person. or both. That is significant in a chart. Could be during one of these seasons. I've already gotten through Aries, so if it's going to be this year, it may be Leo or Sagittarius. July, August, or November, December, or Earth sign. Okay, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, same thing. Y'all look that up so you know when those are if you don't know already. Okay. Maybe these are two different people coming towards the collective. Maybe the fire sign wants intimacy with you. They're leaving for calmer waters to come to you. Maybe the earth sign is running. If I get another zodiac card. Okay, something was flipped over. I didn't notice it. And wouldn't you notice it's the spy card trying to hide. Someone's got their eye on you. You are doing your research. Is that a typo? Someone's got their eye on you. You are doing your research. Why didn't I say they're doing their research? I don't know, but somebody's spying on you. I'll take it. So, maybe they thought they were hiding. Maybe you already know. What else? Pregnant. All right. Someone is expecting. So, I don't get anything other than actual pregnancy. I don't get any metaphors for that. Somebody is expecting. But somebody really going to ghost them while they're pregnant? Or maybe the collective is pregnant? Take that as it resonates. I'm just asking for a forecast. This may not be a pregnancy. This may be somebody has an idea. Somebody has... oh my goodness. It's about somebody with a child. It is. Now I feel like I want to pull more tarot cards. This is part of the mix. There's a pregnancy involved. There's running involved. There's somebody rushing to get back to the collective for intimacy. And they're creating distance. They're doing what they have to do because they've been anxious about this. They're leaving somebody envious. Somebody's very envious of the collective. But they want this courtship. They want to wine and dine you. It may not be about love. I'm not getting heavy love energy except for like... It might be love. This could be infatuation. And this could be somebody that you might need to use your discernment with. Because if somebody is leaving somebody who's pregnant to be with you, you need to ask a whole lot of questions. That's just big sis, auntie advice. To the bottom of this deck. Oh my God. Okay, gold digger. They want your money being used. So this is somebody coming towards you, collective. They might try to convince you with intimacy. They may have had a lucky break. They're leaving for calmer waters. If you are calmer waters, and they're leaving because they want to come to you, find out what they want. Find out exactly their reason for being here. This is somebody that you've dealt with in the past. But it's feeling like two different people. It's feeling like, it is feeling like two different people now. Yeah. I feel like this fire sign maybe... I don't know, maybe somebody they used to deal with came into some money. They realized who they were hanging out with. Maybe money or just maybe just health. Maybe they had a health scare, and they think about you when they think about intimacy, and they want you back, but they're leaving folks they thought had been down for them, realize they're not. They left them with a mess to deal with. They're leaving to come to you for calmer waters. So that could be the case. And this earth sign is spying on you. They may be running away from something because they see you as a key player, but they might be lying about whatever they're coming to you with. Because this Queen of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles, they're working hard on something. Is it to come up with a good lie, a good strategy? Because why are they spying on you? What are they spying for? Just to ask a question if you want to know. But find out if they're running from something or somebody. And this here, somebody coming to ghosting somebody because they want a honeymoon phase with you. They want to repair whatever they left or they lost or that they destroyed, they walked away from. Coming naked, coming with nothing. And they don't want to be independent anymore. They may propose to you, but they might be leaving somebody who's pregnant, or they might be coming to try to get you pregnant, if that is biologically possible. Yeah, but this just turned into a karmic spotlight. Because with the gold digger at the bottom of the deck, somebody wants you for your money, or the money that you will have, or the money they think you have. Okay, so don't make this fit. Do not make this fit, please. But yeah, I'm thinking that this may not be somebody with the best intentions. May not be people with the best intentions. But just check in with yourself. Know exactly what you need and what you want. And yeah, don't fall for the okie doke, because some people will show up in your life before you're about to get your biggest blessing. Some people will show up or show themselves so that you know exactly who you're dealing with and if you need to go the other way. Somebody may have mishandled you because they didn't realize what they were dealing with, and now they want to come back and be flexible. They were too rigid, rigid earth sign. But, just like I said, use your discernment. If you get something different from these cards, so be it. I'm just saying what I'm getting. But you do not have to take my message and my interpretations as the rule of law, right? You may see something different. This may apply to you differently, but that's what I'm getting. And I just want everybody to be safe, be careful. Keep your doors locked. Only let people in that have called before they came. You know what I mean? People that just might pop up at your house. Like, first of all, how'd you get my address? If I didn't give it to you, I'd get my phone number if I had you blocked or I didn't give it to you. And what can I do for you, right? So just use your discernment and stay safe. I'm not trying to scare anybody. It's just feeling spirit leading me to say it. Somebody may pop up unannounced that you are not expecting and that you didn't necessarily want to see. Right? Okay. Some charms to know if this is your reading. Okay. Here's my elephant. I got so many elephants in here. There's an obstacle. An obstacle may need to be overcome, but it could also just, like, elephants could have just recently traveled to a place and seen some elephants. Gone to the zoo. But this is definitely giving, like, elephants that are well cared for. This one has a cloth on her back. So that's what I'm thinking. Somewhere that they live with people that are, like, raising elephants or something. Hopefully not just using them for props and stupid tricks for humans. Feather. Could be seeing feathers lately. Could have a feather tattoo or want one. Yeah, feathers are significant. Any type, specifically crow feathers. May have recently acquired a crow feather when they leave them in their yard. Paw. It's like a bear paw to me. Could be a Cubs fan. It could be could be a bear. You know how like in the gay community, the leather community, there's this like this archetype of a bear, like a burly man, not necessarily big, but just like kind of stocky and hairy. Some people like bears. You could like bears in that sense. Cool. Could be a nickname. That's significant for me. That's funny. Yeah. It's just turned real. Oof. Just trying to have a love reading. They had a creep on in here. There's a red heart. That could be significant for you. You could, seeing I'm getting a lot about tattoos. You could have recently just gotten a heart tattooed on you. Or know somebody who did. Or maybe you're a tattoo artist and you tattooed a heart on somebody. But it's open. Heart open or open heart could be significant. Just that, those words together. No, this is a personal reading. This feels like a personal reading. One more. Sign that this is your reading. Mr. Moon. I say Mr. Moon, but you know, it's feminine. Mrs. Moon. With a face. It's a crescent moon. So that could be significant. Whatever that moon phase. I'm still learning my moon phases, but the way I pull it out, I think it's waning if it's facing this direction. So the next moon phase that it looks like this could be significant. Could also just like to gaze at the moon. You could have a telescope or want one. That could be significant for you. I'm gonna get one more. I never want to stop pulling charms. They're so fun. They're so much fun. But I gotta go, so I gotta get my groceries. I'm having some groceries delivered in a little bit. This is one of my hearts made with love, and another heart. Yeah, somebody is really trying to love bomb me. Somebody's about to try it, and they're gonna try it to no avail. Because I think that if you're watching this, you're already ready. You are ready for whatever shenanigans are gonna present themselves to you in the near future. They want a second chance. They may not deserve one. Because I don't know about y'all, but I don't really agree with, for me personally, I don't agree with taking cheaters back, because I just feel like you didn't have to cheat, you didn't have to lie, right? If you wanted to be with somebody else, you could just say, I want to be with somebody else. Or I was with somebody else because they were appealing. In this song, he says she was willing. And that's all there is to say. That's not an apology. So somebody's about to come to you with a whack-ass apology, if that, and try to love bomb you because they want to be intimate with you again, maybe, or they want to get you pregnant because they think it's going to lock you down and they can take money from you. And it's a no. It's an absolute no. So, yeah. I don't care if they leave whoever they were with to be with you. It's under false pretenses. So, this took a shift. It took a shift away from what I thought it was going to be. But a clear message nonetheless. Be careful who you let in your house. Be careful who you even open your door for. Because everybody is not coming with genuine concern and love for you. They still lying, even under oath. Look at his fingers crossed. He's still lying. This person's still lying. They may see you as a key player. They may think of you as probably the best they've ever had, best person I'm hearing Drake, best I've ever had. But that doesn't mean they're worth your time. It doesn't mean that they deserve you. So keep that in mind. Be good to yourself. Know your worth. It's non-negotiable. Right? So thanks for watching, y'all. I'm ending this here. I appreciate you. I love you. And this is from my imagination to yours.